Hi students, how are you? Welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics. In this video we are going to study about the dipole moment. Dipole, electric field due to the dipole in axial position, equatorial position, the torque experienced by the dipole in a uniform electric field, the quadripole, everything we are going to study about the dipole. Okay, start the class. Okay, what is a dipole? What is a dipole? Simply the arrangement of two equal and unlike charges, when they are separated by a small distance. When two equal and unlike charges, when they are separated by a small distance, then this arrangement is known as a dipole. They have to be equal in magnitude, that means the charge is q on q, but they have to be unlike charges, that means one has to be a negative charge, another has to be a positive charge. When two equal and unlike charges, when they are separated by a small distance, this 2a is very small, then this arrangement is known as a dipole. Okay, well and good. I understood what is a dipole. Now what is dipole moment? Dipole moment. Now what is dipole moment? I usually represent this dipole moment with a letter p bar. Okay, now it is a vector quantity. What is a vector quantity? Already we know. Which will depend on the magnitude as well as the direction. Okay. Now what is a p bar? P bar is simply the dipole moment is simply the product of one of the charge into the distance between the two charges. That means 2a. P bar is equal to one of the charge into the distance between the two charges. Therefore, q into 2a is nothing but the dipole moment. We told it is a vector quantity. What is the direction? The direction of the electric dipole moment. Always the direction is from negative charge to positive charge. That means this one I will represent with a small. Instead of using this dipole, I am represent this one with a small arrow. And always the direction of arrow will be from negative charge to positive charge, like this. And it will be represented by a small arrow, and p bar is equal to 2 into q into a bar. Where is a bar? The a bar is simply the distance vector between the negative to positive charge. This a bar will give me the direction. The direction is from negative to positive charge. Therefore, the same direction is given to the dipole moment. Therefore, the dipole moment direction is from negative to positive. Always the dipole moment direction is from negative charge to positive charge. Always. If it is a negative charge, minus q, and if it is a positive charge, q, always the direction is from negative to positive, like this. Therefore, this one I will represent by a small arrow, p bar. I think this is clear. What is the meaning of dipole moment? Dipole moment is simply the product of one charge and the distance between them. That's nothing more than this. Okay, now what is SI unit? What is SI unit of this dipole moment? What is SI unit of charge? The SI unit of charge is coulomb. And what is SI unit of distance? 2a is a distance between two charges. What is SI unit of distance? Meter. Therefore, the coulomb meter is SI unit of electric dipole moment. Okay, I think this is clear. Now we will see the electric field intensity due to the dipole in axial position as well as in equatorial position. Okay, now see here. Now we are going to see the electric field intensity due to this dipole in axial position, equatorial position as well as in between the equatorial and axial positions. Okay, now see here. First we will see the electric field intensity due to the dipole. At axial positions. Okay. First we will see about the axial position. Okay, now observe carefully. There is some dipole, charge minus q, and there is charge plus q, and they is separated by a small distance 2a. Now what's the direction of dipole? The direction of dipole is always from negative charge to positive charge. Therefore, there is a direction of dipole. This is p bar. What is p bar? P bar is nothing but one of the charge q into 2a bar. Well and good. Now, I am taking a point P along the axial position. What is axial? This is axial position along the charges. This is axial position. Okay. Now I want to find the electric field intensity at this point P because of this dipole, and which is a distance R from the center. This is the center, and from here the point P is at a distance R. Well and good. Okay. Now see, because of this positive charge, the electric field will be in this direction, because always electric field will be, point charge will be always away from the charge. That means in that direction. And because of this negative charge, the electric field will be towards it. Therefore, the electric field intensity at this point, because of this negative charge, is in this direction. It is E minus. Which is greater? E plus is greater, E minus is greater. E plus is greater or E minus is greater. The charge, positive charge, is very near to this point. Therefore, distance is less. Automatically the electric field is more. Therefore, E plus is greater than E minus. Okay. Now what is the resultant electric field? The resultant electric field is nothing but E plus minus E minus. E plus, the resultant electric field at this point P is nothing but E plus minus E minus. Therefore, what is the electric field intensity? Because of the positive charge, K Q by, what is the distance? What is the distance between the charge and this point? This is the distance, right? What is this distance? This is A and this is A. And I took this point at a distance R from the center, right? Therefore, this is A. Now, what is this distance? This R minus A whole square. R minus A whole square. Okay, well and good. Minus KQ by. Now, what is this distance from the point to the negative charge? This distance is R plus A. That is R plus A whole square. Okay, now KQ common. 1 by R minus A whole square minus R plus A whole square. Just solve it. If you solve it, what you will get? If you solve it, what you will get? KQ common, R plus A whole square minus R minus A whole square by, which is the form of, see, R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square. Okay, now this one, how I am converting here? R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square, which I can write as R minus A into R plus A, again R minus A into R plus A. Can I write like this? Simply I am expanding. Now, which is the form of A minus B into A plus B? This two I can write as R square minus A square. Again, this two I can write as R square minus A square. Therefore, R square minus A square whole power square. I think this is clear. Now, just I am keeping that. What you will get? R square minus A square whole square. Okay. Well and good. Now expand them. What you will get? If you expand KQ, R plus A whole square, R square plus A square plus 2AR minus R square plus A square minus 2AR. Therefore, minus R square plus R square cancelled off. Plus R square minus A square cancelled off. Plus 2AR minus into minus. What will become? Minus into minus plus. Therefore, plus 2AR plus 2A is nothing but 4AR by R square minus A square whole square. Therefore, finally, what I can write? KQ 4AR by R square minus A square whole square. That's all. What is this? See here, 2 I can write, 4 I can write as 2 into 2. Can I write like this? 4 I can write simply, I can write 2 into 2. Therefore, 2A into Q. What is 2A into Q? 2A into Q is nothing but P. Therefore, what is that? I can write as 2K in place of 2A into Q, I can write P into R by R square minus A square whole square. That is the resultant electric field. And what is the direction? The resultant electric field will be in which direction? E plus is more, therefore resultant electric field will be in this direction. Will you guys will accept that? E plus is more than E minus, therefore the resultant electric field will be in this direction. Now also dipole direction also in this direction, therefore P bar parallel to E bar, both are in same direction. Therefore E bar is equal to 2k P bar into R by R square minus A square. That's all. If by chance, if this R is very large when compared to A, that means the point is very far from the dipole, then what I can do? This R square minus A square I can write as simply R square. Therefore E bar is equal to 2k P bar into R by R square whole square. There is nothing but R power 4. There is nothing but I can remove the R and here I can write as R. That's all. That is the answer. Therefore finally I got the electric field at axial position. The electric field at an axial position, that is EA, is equal to 2k P bar by R cube. I think that is clear. Please remember this is very important. E bar direction, P bar direction, both are same. That means the electric field intensity at axial position and the P bar direction both are same direction. Therefore E bar is equal to 2k P bar by R cube. Okay, I think this is clear. Please remember that. Okay, now we will find an equatorial position. Now we will find an equatorial position. Now see here. Okay, observe carefully. This is very important. Minus q, and this is separated by a small distance 2a, and this is plus q. What is the direction of a dipole? The direction of dipole is in this direction. This is P bar. Minus charge to plus charge, and this is equal to 2 into q into a bar. This is the direction of a bar. Okay. Now equator, what is the meaning of equatorial point? They are exactly at a perpendicular bisector. What is a perpendicular bisector? This is a perpendicular bisector. This is A, and this is making 90 degrees. Perpendicular bisector. Now I am assuming a point here, point P, which is a distance R. Which is a distance R. This distance is A. This distance is A, and what is this distance from here? This distance is EA. Okay. Now because of this positive charge, in which direction the electric field will be at this point? Always the electric field will be in the direction joining the 2 points. This is one point and this is a charge. Therefore electric field will be in this direction. That is E plus. The electric field due to the positive charge. And because of this one negative charge, always the electric field will be towards the charge. Therefore, the direction is in the line joining them. This is a line joining them. And direction will be in this direction towards the charge. This is E minus. Now what is the resultant? This is positive charge E plus, and this is because of the negative charge E minus. Now what is the resultant? The resultant will be in this direction. This is a resultant. That is a resultant. That means this is a resultant. Now we have to find this resultant. That is nothing but the electric field in equatorial position, EQ. Now how can I find that? A, B, C. In vectors we will study Lami's theorem. A, B, C. This is A bar, this is B bar, and this is C bar. Now this A bar is representing this AC. Therefore A bar by AC must be equal to, now this B bar is representing this AB. Therefore B bar by mod AB, the magnitude, must be equal to what is C bar? The C bar is representing this BC. Therefore C bar by BC. Remember this, the Lami's theorem is showing vectors. If you don't know, just revise the video. Okay, the same I am using here. E plus by what is this? This is AC must be equal to E minus by AB must be equal to E equivalent. This is the resultant. E equivalent by BC. E by BC. Now what is E plus? K charge Q by what is the distance between them? What is this distance? What is this distance? This is A, this is R. What is this distance? This is nothing but this right angle triangle. By using Pythagoras theorem, what you will get? I will get this distance as R square plus A square. Therefore, R square plus A square under root. Under root whole square is nothing but 1. Therefore, I can leave it like this. Now what is E minus? K into Q by what is this distance? This is also root of R square plus A square. Therefore, root of R square plus A square whole square is simply R square plus A square. Therefore, I am going to find E. Therefore, what is E? I am equating these two. I am going to equate these two. What is E? E is nothing but E plus into BC by AC. BC by AC. Therefore, E is equal to E. What is E plus? E plus is nothing but K Q by R square plus A square into what is BC by AC. Where is BC? This is BC. And what is AC? AC is AC. BC is 2A. AC is root of R square plus A square. Therefore, electric field is equal to K into Q into 2A by R square plus A square into R square plus A square. Instead of root, I can write as whole power 1 by 2. Root means nothing but 1 by 2, right? Therefore, R square plus A square whole power 1 plus 1 by 2 is nothing but 3 by 2. What is Q into 2A? That's nothing but dipole moment. Therefore, P bar. Now, one more thing. This is the dipole moment direction and the resultant is in this direction. That means opposite. Therefore, the P bar direction and the electric field direction both are opposite. Therefore, E bar is equal to minus into P bar. That means both are opposite directions. Therefore, I am representing it minus. This is the answer. This is electric field in equatorial position. Now, if by chance if his R is very large when compared to A, then R square plus A square is nothing but R square only. Therefore, the electric field in equatorial position is equal to minus K P bar by R square whole power 3 by 2. 2 and 2 cancelled off. What is remaining? There is nothing but RQ. That is the answer. This is in equatorial position. See, this is very important. The Lami's theorem. Very important. Without this, you can't solve this. To solve it very simply, we need this Lami's theorem. Therefore, E bar, E plus by AC, E minus by AB, and E equivalent by BC. If I am using these two equations, now I got E. E is nothing but E plus into BC by AC. E plus is nothing but KQ by R square plus A square. 2A by BC is 2A and AC is root of R square plus A square. Now I solve it, I got the answer. That's all, nothing else. Okay. Now finally what we got? The electric field in axial position is equal to, before one, what do you get? 2K P bar by RQ. Now what is the electric field in equatorial position? Minus K P bar by RQ. There it is 2k, but here only k, and there it is plus, here it is minus. That means here in the axial position the electric field and parallel to the dipole moment direction, but here the electric field is anti-parallel to dipole moment. Please remember this. That means from here what I can write? Electric field axial is equal to minus 2 times of electric field in equatorial position. Please remember that. The electric field and axial position is equal to minus 2 times of equatorial. Minus means opposite direction. Both are in opposite directions. The magnitude wise, if I take magnitude wise, the axial position is 2 times of the equatorial positions. That's all. And this is clear. Now we will see the electric field intensity to a point in between the axial and equatorial, somewhere in between. Now see here. This is very important. Now we are going to see the electric field intensity due to the dipole at a point which is not equatorial or which is not axial. Now we are going to see that now here. The electric field due to the dipole at an angle theta. Okay, now see here. This is minus q and this is plus q, and the distance between them is 2a. Okay. Now what is the dipole moment direction? This is the dipole moment direction. Always from minus charge to plus charge. Okay, this is p bar. Now I am taking some point p. This point p is not either in axial position or this point p is not either in equatorial position. This point P is making some angle theta at the center. This is angle theta. And this point P is a distance r. This point P is at a distance r from the center and it is making some angle theta. Now how can you find the electric field intensity at this point? This point is not either axial, not either equatorial. Now see here what I am doing. This is a dipole. This is a dipole, and now this is making some angle theta. Now I am resolving this dipole in two components, along the angle side and along perpendicular. Therefore, this is p cos theta, and along other side perpendicular. This is p sin theta. Can I resolve the p bar where dipole moment in two components, along the angle side p cos theta, along other side is p sin theta. Now see what I am doing. This is a dipole, and I am resolving this dipole into two components. Along angle side p cos theta and along perpendicular side is p sin theta. Now see what I am doing. Plus q minus q. And what is it? This is p and this will be p cos theta. And along perpendicular, this is plus q and this is minus q. And this is p sin theta. That means this dipole p bar is resolved into two components, p cos theta and p sin theta. Now I can remove this. Okay, I think this is clear how I resolve it. Now observe carefully. For this p cos theta, for this dipole, this point is in which direction? This point for this one, this is minus q and this is plus q and this is the dipole, and this point p is in at this point. That means this is in axial position. This point p is in axial position for this p cos theta. Therefore, the electric field will be in this direction, that is E1. Okay. Now for this dipole, minus q and plus q, and this is p sin theta. And for this dipole, this point is, where is this point? This is a point P. This is in equatorial position. Therefore, the electric field will be in this direction. Therefore, this is electric field. E2. And this clear. Because of this dipole, at this point it is in axial E1, and because of this dipole, at this point it is in this direction E2. For this, it is an equatorial position. Okay, now see what I am doing. This is E1. What is E1? It is E1 is an axial position. Therefore, 2k instead of P. What is this? This P cos theta by what is the distance? Distance is nothing but r cube. And now this is E2. What is this? E2 is in equatorial position for this. Therefore, equatorial means only k. Instead of P, we will write as P sin theta by r cube. And what is resultant? And these two are perpendicular. These two here, it is perpendicular, right? Therefore, here also the resultant will be perpendicular. Now, what is resultant? This is E. Therefore, what I will get E is nothing but two vectors making some angle 90 degrees. What is the resultant? Root of E1 square plus E2 square. E1 square plus E2 square. Now solve it. Root of 2kp cos theta by r cube whole square plus what is E2? Kp sin theta by r cube whole square. Therefore, from here Kp by r cube I can take common. From here Kp by r cube, Kp by r cube I can take it out. What is remaining? 2 square, that is 4 cos square theta plus Kp r cube came out. Therefore, what is remaining? Sin square theta. Therefore, what is electric field? The resultant electric field is nothing but Kp by r cube cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. Therefore, root of 1 plus what is remaining? 3 cos square theta. That is the answer. The resultant electric field is Kp by r cube into root of 1 plus 3 cos square theta. That is the resultant electric field. Now this resultant is making some angle alpha with the E1. This is making some angle alpha with the E1. What is tan alpha? If I want to find the alpha this angle, then I have to find tan alpha is equal to E2 by E1. What is E2? Kp sin theta by r cube. And what is E1? 2kp cos theta by r cube. Kp will be cancelled off. R cube will be cancelled. What is remaining here? This sin theta by what is remaining here? 2 cos theta. Therefore, tan alpha is equal to 1 by 2 tan theta. Sin theta by cos theta is nothing but tan theta. Then this is one relation. Please remember this. So this is making some resultant, and the resultant is making some angle alpha with the E1, and this alpha is equal to tan alpha is equal to 1 by 2 tan theta. This one you have to remember, and this one you have to remember. That's all. And one more thing, if they told to find the angle made with the horizontal, these are horizontal. Or if they told to find the angle made with the initial dipole, these are dipole. What is resultant? What is the angle made by the resultant? See here. This is theta. This is theta. With dipole, it is making some angle theta plus alpha. Therefore, if they told to find the angle made by the resultant with the dipole, that is theta plus alpha. Please remember this. If they told to find the angle made by the E1, then it is alpha. If they told to find the angle made by the dipole, this is the dipole, right? That is theta plus alpha. Now we will see the distributed dipole. Okay, now see here. Okay, before saying the distributed dipole, now we will see the quadrupole. Okay, what is quadrupole? When two dipoles are making some angle theta, that means here, this is minus 2q and the distance some 2a. There is one charge, positive charge, and here there is one more positive charge. Now see here, out of this minus 2q, if I take only minus q, this minus q and plus q is forming one dipole, and this minus q and this plus q is making one dipole. That means there are two dipoles. One dipole is in this direction, there is q into 2a, one of the charge into distance is 2a, and another dipole is in this direction. There is also p, that is nothing but q into 2a, and the angle between them is theta. This system is nothing but quadrupole. That means two dipoles making some angle theta. It may be 0, it may be 90 degrees, it may be 180 degrees, it may be any angle. When two dipoles are making some angle theta, then the system forms a called as quadrupole. Now what is resultant? This is P, and resultant will be, this is a resultant. Now what is resultant? Already told you. If this is A bar and if this is A bar, if two same vectors are making some angle theta, then what is resultant? The resultant is 2a cos theta by 2. 2a cos theta by 2. If this theta is less than 90 degrees, or resultant is 2a sin theta by 2. If this angle is greater than 90 degrees, that means if one vector is like this, another vector is in this like this, and the angle between them is theta, and this theta is greater than 90, then for this the resultant is, this is the resultant. The resultant is equal to 2a sin theta by 2. Because here the angle is greater than 90. If this is the condition, the resultant will be like this. And the resultant is 2a cos theta by 2 when the theta is less than 90. Now here the angle is less than 90, therefore what is the resultant? The resultant dipole is nothing but 2p cos theta by 2. I think this is clear. Now even this one also forms a quadrupole. Now see here. Minus 2q plus q plus q. Even this one also forms a quadrupole. If I take minus q from this, one dipole in this direction and minus q and plus q in this direction. Therefore, this is one more dipole. Angle is 180 degrees. What is resultant? What is resultant? One p is in that direction, one more p is in this direction. What is resultant? Resultant is, what is resultant dipole? The resultant dipole is 0. Now this one, minus q plus q. Here also, minus q plus q. Now what is the resultant dipole? Because of this, it is the direction, and because of this is the direction. Always the dipole moment direction from minus to plus q. Then what is the resultant? Both are in same direction, therefore the resultant is 2p. If one is reversed, this is plus and this is minus charge. Now what is the dipole direction? Upwards. Therefore for this system, what is the resultant? One is downwards, one is upwards. Resultant is 0. All these systems, this type of arrangements are nothing but quadrupole. These two dipoles having some angle theta, it may be any angle, then this system is known as quadrupole. Please remember this. Now we will see after this quadrupole, now we will see the distributed dipole. Okay, now see here. Now we are going to see the dipole moment to a distributed charge. There is nothing but distributed dipole. Now we will see it. Okay, now see here. Distributed dipole. Okay. Okay, what is the meaning of distributed dipole? Now observe carefully. There is some arc, and this arc is making some angle phi at the center, and the radius of this arc is r, and at the center they placed a minus q charge, and this whole arc is having a charge plus q. That means this is a uniformly charged body. This arc is a uniformly charged, and the whole charge of this arc is plus q. Now it is minus q, it is plus q, and the distance between the minus q and plus q is r. That means this 2 forms a dipole. There will be some dipole moment, but unfortunately this plus q is not a point charge. It is a distributed charge. Then what is the dipole moment? Then how can I find it? Now see here. Now observe carefully what I am doing. Now observe carefully. If you guys know how I find electric intensity due to a arc, then this is very simple. Now see here. This is the central line, angular bisector, and this is making some angle 5 by 2, and this is also 5 by 2. Now I am assuming a small, very small elementary arc, and this arc is at a distance, at an angle. This arc is at an angle theta. This small elementary arc is at an angle theta from the center. And the angle made by this small elementary arc. Now see, this angle made by small elementary arc. This angle. What is angle? This angle, small angle is d theta. I am assuming a small elementary arc at an angle theta from the center line, having an angle d theta, and the charge of the small elementary part RT is dq. Now, what is total angle? Total angle is alpha phi. For total angle phi, the charge is q, and for small angle d theta, what is the charge? dq. Now divide it. What is dq? I will get dq as q by phi into d. Now I got the charge present in the small elementary part, that is dq. dq is q by phi into d theta. Well and good. Now what is the dipole? This is dq. In this minus q, I am assuming a small part, that is dq, minus dq. Now this minus dq and this plus dq forms a dipole. What is the dipole? This is the direction of dipole. That is dp. Minus q, minus dq, plus dq. This is a dipole. That is dp. What is dp? dp is equal to, what is charge? dq is a charge. What is distance between? The distance is nothing but r. And now one more thing. If I assume a small elementary component this side, because of this dipole moment will be in this direction. Obviously here, this is p, dp, and this is dp, and this is center line and making some angle theta, and this is also making some angle theta. I am assuming small dq, same beside the angle. Now I am resolving the components. This is dp cos theta, and this is dp sin theta. For this also I am resolving the components. This is dp sin theta, cancelled off. What is the only component? The only component sustaining is dp cos theta. Therefore, what is the dipole? This integration from, what is angle? This is origin, and this side angle is minus, and that side angle is positive. Therefore, minus 5 by 2 to plus 5 by 2 dq r cos theta. Now in place of dq, what I can write? Q by phi d theta. Now r is a constant, q is a constant, phi is a constant. They will come out. Therefore, p is equal to q r by phi. Integration from minus 5 by 2 to plus 5 by 2. Cos theta d theta. Now, so cos is even function, odd function. It is a even function. Therefore, I can write 0 to 5 by 2 and I can multiply with 2. I think this is clear. Integration minus a to plus a, even function. I can write this one as 2 into integration from 0 to a, even function. I can write like that. Therefore, what is the integration of cos theta? The integration of cos theta is sin theta. Therefore, sin theta, limits are from 0 to 5 by 2. Therefore, what is the dipole moment? Final dipole moment I got as P is equal to 2qr sin 5 by 2 by 5. This is the dipole moment. This is the dipole moment for this distributed arc. If by chance this phi is, if phi is pi, okay, now what is the meaning of phi is pi? That means this is a semicircular arc. The angle made here is pi. Now for this, what is the dipole? P is equal to 2qr sin pi by 2 by what is phi? That is pi. Sin pi by 2 is 1. Therefore, the dipole moment to a semicircular arc is 2qr by pi. Now if phi is 2 pi, that means it is a complete cycle. For a complete cycle, the angle is 2 pi. For a complete arc, at the center minus q and the whole is plus q. For this, what is the dipole? P is equal to 2qr sin 2 pi by 2. There is nothing but sin pi. Sin pi is 0. Therefore, the dipole moment becomes 0. If it is a complete cycle, the dipole moment is 0. And if it is a semicircle, the dipole is 2q r by pi. Or if it is making some angle phi, then the dipole moment is 2q r sin phi by 2 by phi. This is the dipole moment, very important. Remember the formula. Please remember the formula. Okay, now we will see the torque acting on a dipole when it is present in a uniform electric field. Okay, now we will see it. Okay, now we will see the electric dipole in a uniform electric field. Now here, the electric dipole in a uniform electric field. Now here, this electric field, uniform electric field. Okay, well and good. This uniform electric field E bar. Now in this, I am placing some dipole plus q minus q. And what is the direction of dipole? This is the direction of dipole, always from negative to positive charge. And the distance between the two charges is 2a. Okay, well and good. Now this dipole is making these electric field lines, and this is the dipole direction. What is the angle? The angle between them is theta. Now, this is a positive charge. If this is a positive charge, because of this electric field, in which direction the force will act on this? This electric field direction. And if I place any positive charge in this, in which direction the force will act? The force will be in the direction of electric field. Therefore, this is the force direction. What is the force? The force is nothing but E into Q. Okay, and if you place a negative charge, then always the force will be opposite to the electric field. If I place a positive charge, the force acting on this positive charge will be in the direction of electric field. But if I place a negative charge, the force acting on the negative charge will be opposite to the electric field. Therefore, this is the force. If this is minus q, the force will be in this direction. Even the magnitude is same, E into q. Now, observe carefully. What is this angle? This angle is theta. This angle is theta. Now, I am resolving the components. This is f cos theta, and this side is f sin theta. I am resolving the force into two components, f cos theta and f sin theta. And this f sin theta is perpendicular to this dipole. Okay, now that's all completed. Now, what is the torque? This is the point of axis, and this is the force, perpendicular force, and distance is r. Now, what's the torque? The torque is nothing but force into distance r. That's the torque, right? Now, this is the distance. What is the distance? 2a. Therefore, the torque is 2 into a. And what is the force? Always we have to take the perpendicular force. If this is the force, see here, if this is the force, and this force making some angle theta. Now this is f cos theta and this is f sin theta. Now the torque is distance into what is the perpendicular force? The perpendicular force is f sin theta. I should take only the perpendicular force. Because of this f cos theta, this body won't rotate. Because of this f sin theta, only the body is rotating. Therefore, I will only take the perpendicular force. What is the perpendicular force? The perpendicular force is f sin theta. Therefore, what you will get? 2 into a. What is f? F is nothing but e into q sin theta. What is EA? 2a into q. 2a into q is nothing but dipole. Therefore, torque is equal to PE sin theta. Therefore, I can write as the torque is a vector quantity. Therefore, torque is equal to P bar. PE sin theta means A bar cross B bar. That is nothing but AB sin theta. Therefore, that is nothing but P bar cross E bar. Therefore, the torque acting on a dipole when I place in a uniform electric field is torque is equal to P bar cross E bar. That is nothing but PE sin theta. Please remember that. What's the torque? The torque is P bar cross E bar. That is nothing but PE sin theta. Okay, by chance if theta is equal to 0 degrees, then that means angle between the dipole and the electric field is 0. Then say me. Okay, these are electric field direction. This is E bar. And the dipole is also same direction. That means this is minus q and this is plus q. The charges are arranged in this direction. What is the dipole direction? The dipole moment direction is from minus to plus. Therefore, this is the dipole moment direction. Both are in same direction. Therefore, what is the angle? The angle is 0. When the angle is 0, what is the meaning of this here? On this positive charge, the force is in this direction. And because on this negative charge, the force is in this direction. See here, one force is in this direction and one force is in this direction. What will happen? Because of these two forces, the body can't rotate. If you see, observe carefully, because of these two forces, the body can't rotate. If the body wants to rotate, then the forces must be at least in this direction. Then only this dipole can rotate because of this force. But the forces are exactly opposite. And the forces are exactly in the line of action. That means this is the line of action. This is the line of joining the two charges. The forces are along that line. Therefore, this dipole can't rotate. If the dipole can't rotate, then what is the torque? 0. Therefore, PE sin theta, when theta is equal to 0, then torque is 0. Now, when theta is equal to 180 degrees, then this is electric field direction. 180 means this is positive charge and this is negative charge. On this positive charge, what is the force? The force will be in this direction. And because of this negative charge, what is the direction? The force direction will be in this direction. Both the forces are in this direction, in the direction joining them. Therefore, even because of these forces, the dipole can't rotate. Therefore, the torque is 0. When the angle is 0 or when the angle is 180 degrees, then the torque is 0. Because sin 0 or sin 180, the value is 0. Okay. Now, when the theta is equal to 90 degrees, that means this electric field direction and the dipole is like this. Minus q plus q. On this minus q, the force is in this direction. On this plus q, the force is in this direction. Now observe carefully. Now because of these forces, this dipole will rotate. Therefore the torque is maximum. Therefore the torque is maximum. That is, torque is equal to P. Now when theta is equal to 270 degrees, then even then the torque is P. Even then on the body surface, the dipole will rotate. Therefore, when torque will be 0 at angle 0 and 180 and the torque is maximum, that is P at an angle 90 and 270. Please remember this. Actually, 270 means minus will come. Therefore, minus P. because the directions are different, that's all. Direction is different. One direction will be torque will be in this direction. For this 270, the torque will be in this direction. Now see here, the bodies are rotating in this direction. Okay, now by chance, if this is a dipole, plus Q, minus Q, then this is a dipole direction, this is a dipole direction, and this is electric field direction. What is the angle? Angle is 270 degrees or it is minus 90. What is the force? On this minus Q, the force is in this direction. On this plus Q, the force is in this direction. Now the dipole will rotate in this direction, therefore negative, minus P. If it is the condition, the dipole will rotate clockwise. Here, anti-clockwise. Therefore positive, negative. I think this is clear. Torque acting on a dipole in a uniform electric field. Okay, well and good. Now we will see the potential energy. Everything about this torque, potential energy, we will study detailedly in the potential chapter. Now we will study briefly about the potential energy of the dipole present in uniform electric field. Notes here. The potential energy of the dipole present in uniform electric field is given by the formula P bar dot E bar minus P bar dot E bar. This is the potential energy. You will present the potential energy by U. Therefore, the potential energy of the dipole when it is present in uniform electric field is minus P bar dot E bar. That is nothing but minus Pe cos theta. Minus Pe cos theta. Now see here. Whenever the potential energy is maximum, then the body is unstable. Whenever the potential energy is maximum, then the body is unstable. Now see here. Now I took this duster. Now I kept it from a height h. Now the potential energy is mgh. That means the potential energy is positive. When I left it, what will happen? This will fall down. That means it is unstable condition. Will you guys accept that? Now see here. This is some ball. This is some ball. Assume it is in this condition. Okay. Assume this is a ball. Now it is having some potential energy. What is the potential energy? mgh. Now when I just little bit I moved, then what will happen? This will fall down. That means it is unstable. That means the potential energy is positive. Therefore the body is unstable. That means whenever the potential energy is maximum, the more the potential energy, the more unstable the body is. Okay. When potential energy is minimum, then the body is stable. Minimum means it can be negative also. Now if there is a condition, if there is a body, there is a reference line. Now it is minus h. Therefore the potential energy is minus mgh. The potential energy is negative. That means minimum. If I move this body a little bit, again it will come back to the same position. That means the body is in stable condition. When the potential energy is 0, then the body is in neutral condition. Okay, now see here. Now see here. When theta is equal to 0, when theta is equal to 0, then what is the potential energy? Cos 0 is 1. Therefore, the potential energy is minus P. When theta is equal to 180 degrees, then cos 180 is minus 1. Therefore, the potential energy is minus of minus is plus P. When the theta is equal to 90 degrees, then cos 90 is 0. Therefore, the potential energy is 0. Neutral. What is the meaning of neutral? What is the meaning of neutral? That means here, this is the body and this is neutral equilibrium. That means when I move it little bit, that means the body will move from here to here. The body will be stay there itself. Wherever I left the body will stay there itself. The body won't move this side, the body won't move that side. But in this, if I move little bit, the body won't come back to its position, it will fall down. Here, if I move the body little bit, the body will come back to the position. But here, wherever I left the body, I moved the body from here to here, then the body will be there itself. Therefore, it is neutral equilibrium. Therefore, these are conditions. Now see here, what is the meaning? This electric field, there is electric field, and now when I place a dipole in this direction, minus q plus, what is the dipole direction? This is a dipole direction. Therefore, E bar and the P bar both are in same direction. Therefore, angle is 0. Then what is the potential energy? The potential energy is minus P. That means the body is stable. Now, if I move a little bit, see here, the force is in this direction. The force is in this direction. On this positive charge, the force is in that direction. On this negative charge, the force is in this direction. When I move a little bit, what will happen? When I disturb it, what will happen? Because of these forces, the body will, if I move a little bit, again this will start coming back. Can you imagine that? This is a dipole, and if I move a little bit, what will happen? It won't stay there. It will come back to the original position like this because of these forces. That means like this. If I move a little bit, this is a force and this is a force. Because of these forces, the body will experience some torque. Again, it will come back to its original position. That means when P bar, E bar both are in same direction, then the body is in stable equilibrium. Now if it is 180, then if it is 180, now see here, this is E bar plus Q minus Q. What is the dipole moment direction? This is the dipole moment direction. This is E bar and this is P bar. Now the force is in this direction, on this negative charge, the force is in this direction. Now whenever I move a little bit, a small disturbance, what will happen? On this positive charge, the force is in this direction, on this negative charge, the force will be in this direction. Then what will happen? If I move this little bit, this will completely rotate and it will form in this position. See, this will completely start to rotate and it complete half rotation and it will come to the equilibrium position. It will come to the stable position. This will rotate and this will come to this position. You guys will accept that? That means it is unstable. The potential energy is maximum. Therefore, it is unstable condition. Even a small jerk, if I move it little bit, then it will start to rotate and it will come to this position. Okay, when it is 90 degrees, this is E bar and this is a dipole plus Q minus Q. This is a dipole. Now same it. This is a dipole P and this is electric field. What will happen? On this positive charge, force is in this direction. On this negative charge, the force is in this direction. This can't be in equilibrium condition. Even if I left it freely, it will rotate. This will rotate. Therefore, this is stable equilibrium, this is unstable equilibrium, and this is not at all in equilibrium condition. This is in equilibrium condition, stable equilibrium condition. That means if I left it without any disturbance, it will be staying like that only. But if I disturb, then this will completely rotate. Therefore, it is unstable equilibrium. This is also stable equilibrium, but this one, if I left it, it won't stay there. Even without any disturbance, this will start to rotate. Therefore, it is not at all equilibrium. In this condition, it is not at all equilibrium. That's all. I think this is clear. Okay. Now next one here, the work done. What's the work done formula? The work done formula is nothing but the change in the potential energy is U2 minus U1. That means the dipole changing the angle from theta 1 to theta 2. Initially the angle is theta 1. Now I am moving the dipole from theta 1 to theta 2. I have to do some work. What is the work? Minus PE cos theta 2 minus PE cos theta 1. The potential energy is minus Pe cos theta 2 minus Pe cos theta 1. Therefore, what you will get? Pe you can take common. Cos minus into minus is plus. Therefore, cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. That is the work done. That is the work done. The work done formula is W is equal to, the work done is equal to Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2, where P is the dipole moment, where E is electric field, where theta 1 is initial angle, where theta 2 is the initial final angle. That's all. The work done to move the dipole from theta 1 to theta 2 is this much. I think this is clear. The work done to move the body from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. Now say me, what is the work done to move the dipole? Initially the dipole is like this. I want to rotate it by 180 degrees. Now how much work I have to do? The work done to move the body, to rotate the body from angle theta 0 degrees to 180 degrees is how much? Pe cos 0 is 1 minus cos 180 is minus 1. So minus of minus is plus 1. Therefore, the work done is 2 into P. This is the work done. I think this is clear. Torque. What is the torque formula? Torque is P bar cross E bar. That is nothing but Pe sin theta. Now what is the potential energy? The potential energy, that is U is equal to minus P bar dot E bar. That is nothing but minus Pe cos theta. Now what is the work done? The work done is equal to final potential energy minus initial potential energy. That is Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Please remember these three formulas. Again, we will study in this potential chapter. Don't need to worry. If it is not clear, we will study in the potential chapter. Okay, after this, we will see the force between the two dipoles. Okay, now we will see the force between two dipoles. Okay. Now, before seeing the force between two dipoles, we will study a little bit more about the work done. What is the work done? Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. We know it. When I rotate the dipole from 0 to 180 degrees, 0 to 180 degrees, what is the work done? Just before we find it, what is it? The work done we got as Pe cos 0 is 1 minus of minus 1. Therefore, work done is 2 Pe. Therefore, if I want to rotate the dipole from 0 to 180 degrees, and the work done is 2P. Okay. Now if I want to rotate the dipole from 180 degrees to 0 degrees, then that means initially the dipole is like this, and if I want to rotate it by 180 degrees, that means 180 to 0 degrees. Therefore, what is the work done? Pe cos 180 is minus 1, minus of cos 0 is 1. Therefore, minus 1 is minus 2. Therefore, work done is minus 2P. That means here the work done is positive, here the work done is negative. What is the meaning? What is the meaning here? The positive work done denotes that I have done the work. To rotate the dipole from 0 degrees to 180 degrees, I have to do the work. Now see here. This is positive charge and this is negative charge. For dipole direction, okay. This is negative and this is positive. Dipole direction is like this, and the electric field direction is like this. Initially, the angle is 0 degrees. Both are in same direction. Okay, well and good. Now, this is in stable condition. The forces are acting like this. F. Now, if I want to rotate this one by 180 degrees, I have to do some work. To overcome these forces, I have to do some work. Therefore, work done is positive. Therefore, 2P. But if this is a condition, plus Q, minus Q, the dipole movement direction is in this direction. This is electric field direction. Both are having an angle opposite angle, therefore 180 degrees. Now what is the work done to rotate it from 180 degrees to 0 degrees? If I move little bit, automatically it will rotate. No need to do any work. The work done is by the electric field. The work done is by the electric field. The electric field itself will rotate the dipole from 180 degrees to 0 degrees. Therefore, the work done is negative. If the work done is by external force, that is by me, then it is positive. If the work done is by the field, that means the electric field, then it is negative. Always remember, if the work done is by the external force, then it is positive. And if the work done is by the electric field, that means the field itself, then it is negative. If the negative means positive means, I think the meaning is clear. Positive work is by me, negative work is by field. Okay. Okay, now see here. Just now I told you. Negative charge, positive charge. This is the dipole moment direction. This is the electric field direction. Well and good. This is the force F, and this is the force F. And if I rotate this one by small angle, very small angle, what will happen? This will come back to its original position. Well and good. And when it is coming back to its original position, it will stop there. It won't stop there. If I this is the initial condition, if I rotate it and if I leave it, what will happen? This will come back, again it will come down. And it will start to oscillate. Can you guys imagine that? This won't, if I leave it like this from here, it will come back, it won't stop there, it will gain some velocity. And because of that velocity, it will come down. Again, it will come back. Again, it gains some velocity. So again, it will go up. That means it will start to oscillate. Now, what is the time period of the oscillation? Torque is equal to PE sin theta. What is torque? Torque is nothing but I alpha. When I rotate it by small angle theta, then sin theta is equal to theta itself. If the angle is very small, then sin theta is equal to theta itself. In oscillation, we will study this. Therefore, PE theta is equal to I alpha. PE theta is equal to I alpha. Sin theta I can write as theta. Now the time period. The time period is nothing but 2 pi root of displacement by acceleration. Do you remember the formula? The time period of any body, any oscillating body, the time period is nothing but 2 pi root of displacement by acceleration. Therefore, the time period is 2 pi displacement. If it is in rotational motion, displacement is theta, acceleration is alpha. Theta is angular displacement, or alpha is the angular acceleration. Okay, therefore 2 pi theta by alpha. What is theta by alpha? Theta by alpha is nothing but I by P. Therefore, I by P. Therefore, the time period of the dipole when I place the uniform electric field is 2 pi root of I by P. Where T is the time period, where I is the moment of inertia. I think you know what is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia I is equal to m r square. Do you remember this? Yeah. I is the moment of inertia, where P is the dipole moment, where E is electric field. Therefore, the time period of the dipole when I place uniform electric field is 2 pi root of I by P. Please remember this, very important. Okay, now we will see the actual topic, force. Okay, now see here. Force. What is the force? What is the relation between the force and the potential energy? Do you remember this? In work power energy we will study. The relation between the force and the potential energy is the force is equal to minus du by dx. This force is nothing but minus du by dx. The negative gradient of potential energy is force. Do you remember this? We study this in work power energy first year, 11th class. And this has to be taken only for conservative force only. Only for conservative force, not for non-conservative force. If it is a friction, I can't take it. Frictional force is not conservative. But if it is electrostatic force, spring force, then electrostatic force, anything is there, gravitational force, all this comes under conservative force. There I can use this formula. Force is equal to minus du by dx. Therefore, electrostatic force is a conservative force. Therefore, force is equal to minus du by dx minus du by dx. Okay, now here minus du by dx. What is u? The potential energy formula is, what is the potential energy formula? The potential energy formula for the dipole when it is placed in uniform electric field is minus P cos theta. Okay, what is this now? Minus P cos theta. Therefore, the force acting on the dipole is, the force acting on the dipole when I placed in uniform electric field is minus into minus is plus d P cos theta by dx. Okay, you can take dx or you can take dr, no problem. Okay, that is a force. Okay, well and good. Now here, observe carefully. The force acting on the dipole P when it is placed in an electric field E is, force is equal to differentiation of Pe cos theta by dr. Okay, differentiation of Pe cos theta with respect to dr. Okay, now here the same formula now I am using here. Now what is the force? The force we got is minus into minus will get us plus Pe cos theta by dr. Okay, now here first condition, when two dipoles are, okay, now here first condition, when two dipoles are parallel, P1 and P2, when two dipoles are parallel and both are in same direction and the distance between them is some r. Okay, now if this is a dipole, P, the direction of the dipole is in this direction, and now if I assume a point equatorially, what is the electric field direction? Equatorially the electric field direction is in this direction. The electric field direction and the dipole moment direction both will be opposite. Both will be opposite direction. Do you remember that? What is magnitude? The magnitude is K P by R cube. Therefore, because of this P1, the electric field direction in this point, that is equatorial point, it will be downwards. Therefore, what is electric field? That is K. What is the dipole moment? P1. What is the distance? R cube. Okay, well and good. Now observe carefully. I think this is clear. Because of this P1, at this point, the electric field direction is downwards. Because this is an equatorial point. Therefore, electric field direction and the dipole moment direction both are opposite. If you got electric field direction as K P1 by R cube. Okay, well and good. Now, what is this? This dipole P2 is present in this electric field. This dipole P2 is present in this electric field. What is the force? The force is d by dr. P2, P, right? The electric dipole is P2 and the electric field is E cos theta. What is E? Okay. d by dr P2. What is E? K P1 by R cube cos theta. What is theta? What is the angle between the P2 and E? The angle is P2 is upwards and E is downwards. Therefore, theta is 180 degrees. Therefore, cos 180 is minus 1. Therefore, minus. Therefore, P1, P2, K is constant, it will come out. Therefore, minus K P1, P2 d by dr of 1 by R cube. What is the differentiation of 1 by R cube? The differentiation of 1 by R cube is nothing but R power minus 3. Therefore, minus 3 R power minus 3 minus 1. Therefore, minus 3 R power minus 4. That is nothing but minus 3 1 by R power 4. You guys will accept that. Therefore, what is the differentiation? Minus K P1 P2. The differentiation of 1 by R cube is minus 1 by minus 3 into R power 4. Therefore, minus into minus is plus. Therefore, the force between the two dipoles when they are parallel to each other is minus into minus is plus 3k P1 P2 by R power 4. Please remember that form. Force between two dipoles is plus 3k P1 P2 by R power 4. No, if by chance if one of the dipole is reversed, P2 is reversed. If P2 is reversed, if that means P2 is in this direction. Now what is the direction? What is the angle between the E and P2? The angle will be 0 degrees. If the angle is 0, then it will become cos 0 is plus 1. Therefore it will plus. If it is plus, what will happen? Here we will got minus. Minus into plus is finally we will get as minus. That means if I change one of the dipole direction, then I will get final answer as minus force. What is the meaning of minus and plus? If force is positive, then it is a repulsion. If force is negative, then it is a attraction. And if you got any doubt, whether it is attraction or repulsion, then we can do like this. P1 is upwards and P2 is also same direction. If this is the condition, now I can write this one as minus q plus q, and here also minus q plus q. Minus q will repel, and this plus q also will repel. Therefore, the force is, you will get as plus 3k P1 P2 by RQ. Repulsion, minus will repel, plus will repel. Therefore, both the dipoles will repel each other. If by chance, if this is P1 and if this is P2, one of the dipole is reversed. Now say me. This is plus q and this is minus q, minus plus. Now in this, for this dipole, this is minus q and this is plus q. Plus minus will attract, here minus plus will attract. Therefore the force is minus 3k P1 P2 by R power 4. Sorry, here R power 4. Plus denotes it is a repulsion, minus denotes it is a attraction. When two dipoles are parallel to each other. Okay. Now if the dipoles arrangement is like this, then if the dipole direction is in this direction, this is one dipole P1 and one more dipole like this P2, and the distance between the centers is R. Here also they are parallel, they can be anti-parallel. Now see here, because of this dipole, what is electric field at this direction? What is electric field at this point? Because of this dipole, what is electric field at this point? This point is in axial position for this dipole. Therefore, the electric field at this point is in this direction. What is the electric field direction? 2k P1 by RQ. See here, because of this dipole, the electric field at this point is how much? 2k P1 by RQ, because this point is in axial position for this P1. Okay, now I got electric field. Now when I got electric field, this P2 is in this electric field. Therefore, what is the force? The force between these two dipoles is how much? D by dr. Electric dipole is 2 P2, and what is electric field? 2k P1 by R cube, into cos theta. The electric field direction is in this direction and the dipole moment also the same direction. Therefore, theta is 0. Therefore, cos 0 is 1. Therefore, I can leave it. Therefore, 2k P1 P2 is a constant, will come out d by dr 1 by r. What is differentiation 1 by r? Just now I have seen. What is that? Differentiation is 2k P1 P2. Differentiation is minus 3 1 by r power 4. So what is the final answer? The final force is minus 6 k P1 P2 by r power 4. The force is negative. That means it is attractive force. Then two dipoles are in this direction. In this arrangement, the force is minus 6k P1 P2 by r power 4. Okay, if one is dipole is reversed, If this dipole direction is in this direction, then the electric field direction and the dipole moment direction is opposite. Therefore, theta is 180 degrees. If theta is 180 degrees, then you will get cos 180. Cos 180 is minus. Therefore, minus. Here minus. Here minus. Minus into minus is plus. Finally, you will get plus. That means repulsion. Now, here also you can use the same thing. If these are dipoles, P2, P1, dipole direction is minus Q plus Q. For this also minus Q plus Q. Plus and minus, what will happen? Plus and minus, what will happen? They will attract. Therefore, the force is minus 6K P1 P2 by R power 4. Now, by one of the dipole is reversed. Like this P1 and this is P2. Minus Q plus Q. Here plus Q minus Q. What will happen? Plus and plus. So what will happen? They will repel. Therefore, the force is plus 6K P1 P2 by R power 4. That's all. If you guys have any doubt, you can transform these dipoles into this form and you can find whether it is attraction or repulsion. Attraction means negative, repulsion means positive. And this is clear. Okay, this is the final thing. P1, P2. When this was like this, the force is 3K P1 P2 by R power 4. If this is the condition, if the dipoles are like this, then the force is 6K P1 P2 by R power 4. Plus or minus, plus or minus. Depending on direction, they will change. Plus or minus. Remember the force values. They are very important. Okay. Now we will see one small problem and we will end up this video. This is a wire, infinity long wire and having a charge density, linear charge density lambda. This is an infinity long wire having linear charge density lambda. And one more, one dipole is present. Okay, one dipole is present. One dipole P is present at a distance R from the wire. This is the wire and this is the dipole and this dipole is present at a distance R from the wire. Now they want to find the force between them. They want to find the force between them. Now how can I do? If I want to find the force, I need the electric field at that point. What is electric field? If I want to find the electric field, what is electric field? Because of the positive wire, infinity wire, the electric field, do you remember the formula? The electric field due to the infinity wire is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. Do you remember that? Therefore, the electric field direction is in this direction. Therefore, electric field is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. Therefore, this dipole P is present in this electric field lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. Therefore, what is the force? The force is d by du into P cos theta. Therefore, the force is, what is P? Leave it as P, no problem. They gave us the question as P, therefore leave it as P. E is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. What is the angle? Both dipole moment and electric field direction is same. Because it is a positive charge, therefore the electric field will be away. Therefore both are having same direction, therefore angle is 0, cos 0 is 1. Okay. R. And this is under differentiation, right? Therefore F is equal to d by dr. T is constant, lambda is constant, 2 pi epsilon naught is constant, it will come out. Therefore, lambda p by 2 pi epsilon naught d by dr of 1 by r. What is the differentiation of 1 by r? R power minus 1. Differentiation of r power minus 1 is minus 1, r power minus 1 minus 1 is nothing but minus 1 by r square. Therefore, the force is minus lambda p by 2 pi epsilon naught by r square. Minus 1 by r square, right? Minus cancel. Therefore, minus lambda p by 2 pi epsilon naught 1 by r square. Minus denotes me it's a attraction. That is the answer. That's all. Now see here, if you got any doubt, this is a positive charge and this is a dipole. Dipole means minus q plus q. Minus q is nearer to this positive charge, therefore it will attract. Attraction means negative. By chance, if the dipole direction is reversed, then it is a repulsion. You will finally will get as positive. I think this is clear. If by chance, if the dipole is like this, then P, the dipole is like this. Now say me, dipole is like this. Now what is electric field? At this point, the electric field is same, lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. Now what is the force? What is the force? D by dr into P cos theta. What is the angle? This is P and this is, what is the angle? The angle is 90 degrees. Cos 90 is 0. The force between them is 0. If the dipole is in this direction, then the force is 0. If the dipole is like this, then the force is the previous one. Why it is 0? See, a simple. This is positive q and this is negative q. This will be repelled and this will be attract. This will start to rotate. This will start to rotate. But it won't move forward or it won't move backward. It will start to rotate, that's all. There is a torque. Only torque. Only torque. But no translational motion. It won't move forward, it won't move backward because the forces are equal and opposite. I think this is clear. Okay. By this we'll end up the video. And one more small point. If the electric field is uniform, then the torque is not equal to 0. The torque acting on the body may be 0, may not be 0. Body means nothing but dipole. But always the force is 0. Always the force is 0. Torque is a rotational force, where force is F is a linear force. Now see here, this is a dipole, minus q plus q, and this side the force is F, and this side the force is F. And because of these two forces, the body will rotate. Therefore, torque is not 0. In a uniform electric field, the torque is not 0. The torque may be 0, but it is not always 0. But the force, see here, always the forces we have to assume as if they are acting at the center of mass. If this is a rod, if I am applying two forces, F and F, I should assume these forces are acting at the center of mass. If they are center of mass, the forces are acting like this. I have to assume as if the forces are acting at the center of mass. Always remember this. Always the forces are acting at the center of mass. That means F equal and opposite forces. Therefore, the resultant force is 0. But the resultant torque is not 0. It may be 0, but it is not 0. Okay. Now see, I will give a small example to understand this. Now see, this is axis. Now this is force F, and now this is some force F. Okay, this is one force F, and now this is one force F. Now same, what is the torque here? What is the torque here? The torque is some value. The torque is nothing but one of the force into the distance between them. What is the distance? The distance is some r. What is the force here? What is the resultant force? The net force. What is the net force? I have to assume the forces are acting at the center of mass. This force I will assume as if it is acting center of mass, and this force I will assume as if it is acting at the center of mass. The linear forces always we have to assume as if they are acting in the center of mass. Please remember that. We will study this one in rotatory mechanics. Very important point. The linear forces always I have to assume as if the forces are acting at the center of mass. Therefore, the net force is this side F and this side it is F. Therefore, net force is 0. The same condition here. Whenever I kept a dipole in uniform electric field, the torque may be 0 or may not be 0. but the force is that the net force is always 0. If I kept in a non-uniform field, if I kept a non-uniform electric field, then the torque is not 0 as well as the net force is not 0. Here the force, if I kept a non-uniform electric field, then here the force is F1, here the force is F2. Therefore, F1 and F2 both are opposites, different forces. Therefore, the net force is not 0. Here the net torque also not 0. But when I place in a uniform electric field, the net force is always 0. Please remember this. This is one of the previous IIT questions. The net force is 0, but the net torque is not 0. In this condition, the same thing. What is net force? The net force is, even though the forces are acting somewhere, this is the center of mass. Even though the force are acting somewhere, I have to feel as if the forces are acting in the center of mass. F and F. Therefore, the net force is 0. Therefore, net force is also net torque. What is net torque? Because of this, the body will rotate in this direction, and because of this force, the body will rotate in this direction. Anti-clockwise torque is equal to clockwise torque. Therefore, the net torque is 0. Depending on the position of application of force, the torque value will change. But wherever the force is acting, I have to assume as if the force is acting at the center of mass. Therefore, in a uniform electric field, the net force is 0, but the net torque is not 0. But in a non-uniform electric field, the electric field will change from place to place. If the electric field is changing from place to place, then F1, F2, both are different. Therefore, here the net force also not equal to 0. I think this is clear. By this, we completed the dipole concept. And in next video, we will see the Gauss law. If these concepts are not clear, no need to worry, just you have a revise. And in potential chapter, again we will see detailing. And if you guys are having any doubt, it may be any topic, it may be 11th class, it may be 12th class, it may be any chapter, please mention my mail or my WhatsApp number which is in the description. Within 24 hours, your doubts will be clarified. Thank you.